I remember a couple of years ago, I was at a jam session and I remember feeling awful. It was my turn to solo and my brain was like, it didn't work. And you have probably felt the same way when it's your turn to solo, right? It gets to your turn and you're like, what the fuck shit? You're like, your brain doesn't work. And it's so weird that it always happens when it's like a jam session, everybody looks at you and you're like, fuck. Your hands kind of play stuff that don't matter. It's just, I remember being disgusted at what I played. Like every phrase I played just got worse because I wasn't connected to the music in any way. I was just thinking about surviving the song. If that's you right now, you're not fucked. I know how it feels. I know exactly how it feels to be in that situation where you're like, when you can't really think about what to play because in the spirit of the moment, you just get distracted from all the people being there and like everything. Playing what you hear. I remember thinking that would solve all life's problems. That would solve basically all the problems I've ever had in my life. Childhood trauma. I mean, that's everything. It will just solve everything. I remember it being so like, I have to start playing what I hear because that will solve everything. Starting hearing stuff and being able to connecting it to your hands and playing what you hear will absolutely make your solos much better. You will be able to dial in more. So when you feel like that, when you're at a jam session and you're like, fuck, I don't know what to play, you will be able to dial it in because that's what you've been practicing. What I think is the goal of playing what you hear is to be in the flow of playing. So people usually say, yeah, I want to play what I hear, but usually that just means you want to be in the flow of playing. You want to be able to like not think. The pros, when you hear them play, it's not like they're like ba ba doo ba dee ba da ba doo ba dee ba. It's like it happens in a split second. It's just that they're in the flow of playing, right? Okay, so an example of not being in the flow. Imagine you're talking to a girl that you really like and you're talking to her and then you're thinking about all the stuff you're gonna say to her to make her like you. What's gonna happen then? The shit you're gonna say to her is gonna be so unauthentic to who you are. And what's gonna happen then? She's gonna not like you because she will see right through it. And now she never wanna speak to you again. And this is what happens when you try to play, right? This is what happens when it's your turn to solo, right? You're not in the flow. You're thinking too much about what you're gonna play, which is not helping anyone. And that shit takes you out of the flow. As soon as you think about what you're gonna play, then you're out of the flow. That's what you, like, next time you play with people, you can just think about, if you start thinking about what you're gonna play, then you know you're not in the flow and that you should start practicing the flow state. So this is stuff that helped me. Start doing this. What I want you to do is start singing phrases. And I know you probably heard this before. Yeah, you should sing. But let's be honest, it really works. I want you to be that guy who sings his solos. You do this by forcing yourself to literally sing what your hands do. So at first it's gonna feel awkward to like sing the stuff your hands do. Like you're gonna do a phrase and you'll be like, I know it's gonna, and if you don't even have a good singing voice, it's gonna feel like your people will think about it, but nobody thinks about it. The thing is, you have to see this as something you have to do to get better. So it's not like you don't have to do this in the future. It's really gonna skyrocket your playing if you just force yourself to start singing the phrases that you already do. So this will make your brain and hands connected to each other. So that's gonna make you be able to like hear a phrase and then play it because you've already practiced that connection, right? So how to practice this is just play a phrase you know, like this. And then you play it again, but this time you sing it. And that's just to practice singing the stuff you already know, which is the first step, right? When you're practicing soloing over a standard or over a tune, force yourself, make the habit of singing everything you play. So everything your hands do, you're gonna sing it, and you're gonna do it all the time. So here's an example of me basically doing that. Another thing you gotta do, and I've talked about this before, but to really listen to the music that you love. Because in order for you to hear the phrases that you wanna hear, your brain gotta produce phrases, right? And that it does from the stuff it has heard from before. So you gotta listen to the music that you love in order to be able to produce the phrases you wanna hear. Say it with me. I will start listening to more jazz. One more time. I will start listening to more jazz. Perfect. This will make you hear beautiful phrases that you want to play. This will make it a habit for your hands to play stuff that your brain knows it's gonna like. You know, in a weird way, even though you're not in the flow state, you will have the habit of like playing stuff that you know that you like from previous stuff, right? And guess what? Sometimes it's not gonna work. Sometimes you're gonna play stuff and you're not gonna be able, like you didn't produce the stuff that you heard, and it's gonna be weird. But guess what? That's exactly the point. That's what's gonna make it you. That's what's gonna make the solo identical to you. That's what's gonna make it to your sound. When you play wrong, when you play in the wrong note, or when you play stuff that doesn't really work, and when you own that shit, that's when you will know that you are 100% in the flow. You don't give a fuck about how it will be perceived, because you're so much in the flow state, and the thing that comes out is basically the spirit of the moment. The things you play, that's the things you play. You know what I'm saying? It's just what happens in the moment. You gotta respect what happens in the moment, and you will realize that it's just a part of being in the flow. Strive for thinking about that every time you pick up the guitar and every time you play live. Try to think about it. Okay, like every time you're gonna play live, try to like go over this in your head. Go over this. Okay, I'm gonna be in the moment. I'm gonna be in the spirit of the moment. Whatever comes out, comes out. I don't give a fuck. Like if you do that, people will realize that you will start playing music. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna think about stuff, and that's exactly what you want. And eventually you will literally just start playing what you hear. Link in bio for one-on-one lessons with me. I hope this helped you. It certainly felt like it was a real valuable lesson. Please comment below about stuff that you would like to see in a future video. Other than that, have a nice fucking evening, morning. I'll see you in the next video. See you later.